Hey folks, good evening to you all. It's Wednesday, the 1st of August, 2017. What exciting times we live in, don't we? Donald Trump's finally clearing out. Do you remember when he was elected? Everybody criticised him for filling the White House full of Hillary Clinton's cronies and left-wing neocons, and there was lots and lots of talk in the alternative media about had he just lied to get elected and all that. But what Obama did before he left office was he filled the lower echelons of things like the FBI and the State Department and that with his cronies, because the president couldn't appoint political appointees, but a lot of the jobs Obama changed to civil service jobs, and you can't wind them back the other way. So Obama filled the all these government departments with Democrats, and these are the people that are screwing him over. And that as they show their ugly heads, one at a time, they're getting fired, and you can see he's gradually putting more and more of his own people into these important roles, and when he's got his all the people he wants in power, then we're going to see purges, proper purges. We're going to see the deep state being rounded up. We're going to I think he's genuine, you know. He comes under a lot of criticism, but he's trying to get the deep state. There's a civil war going on in the US. It's not a shooting war at the moment, but it's definitely a political war, and the deep state has been in control for, well, since the turn of last century at least. It's finally being ousted, and it's really exciting. And then you've got Treason May yesterday saying that she's going to stop free movement of people after 2019. And what all of these people have been saying is, all these Ramoners have been saying is basically, oh, we want access to the free market and all that. Well, they can't, can they? How can you possibly have that? If you've got access to the free market, then it means you've got to pay European taxes, and you've got to be under the jurisdiction of the European Courts of Justice. That's an oxymoron for a name there. But so, and I was listening to some business leaders this morning, and some company owners in the city, and the majority of them basically said the BBC was desperately trying to get them to slag off Brexit, and they were saying, well, yeah, we're concerned. And the reporter, you can hear it in her voice, she was like, oh yeah, I've got them now. They're going to spout all this lovely stuff that I can transmit on the British Bullshit Corporation. And they said, yeah, we're concerned, but we're not good. We're not bothered. And she said, what do you mean? He said, well, we're not concerned that it's going to affect our business, because we're good at what we do. And I thought, right on, it's about time more people in this country stop bitching about Brexit and actually stood up and said, yeah, come on, let's make this a success. Because we can do it. We're not a European country. We're British. We're Britain. Great Britain. There's a reason for that. Britain, in Hebrew, means covenant land. And we are Jesus' tool on this planet. We and our young lions and other friends are going to facilitate world change, coming of Jesus. And it's all happening right now, right in front of us. And I can't believe it. It's wonderful. I find it fascinating. And you can see direct comparisons with it all. But I was so pleased to hear these business leaders, after you've had the BBC and Channel 4. They're both the same, by the way. They're nothing different. They're both public service broadcasters. They're both owned by the government, so they both spout government propaganda. So they've been spouting all this anti-Brexit stuff ever since Brexit and the Brexit vote, and they're just following their own left-wing agenda. You know, they were talking about conferences on how to stop terrorists putting stuff on the internet. Well, maybe you ought to close down the BBC then. Maybe you ought to close down Hollywood, we're full of its lefty communist sympathisers who give Oscars to Al-Qaeda. You know, and try and pollute our children with all this transgender bollocks. This is what we need to be doing. We need to stand strong, hold our heads up high, be proud to be British, and make this country something to be proud of, because at the moment we're an embarrassment. We've allowed ourselves to become cockhold to a bunch of lefty communist Marxist scumbags in Europe, and the deep state in the US, and Zionists in Israel. I'm not talking about Jews now, I'm talking about Zionists, who are all part of the same cabal, and the Catholic Church. They're all part of the same satanic system, and we need to stand up, be proud, and deal with it. And the best way we can deal with this is to make Britain an independent country again, right? And everything else will follow. Other people will follow. Other people will be stop being led by the nose by these neocon scum. Anyway, just keep an eye on the news, not the TV news. Best advice I can give you there is get rid of your TV license, get rid of your TV aerial, and just catch up on the internet. You know, don't watch any live TV. It's a load of bollocks. Just watch YouTube and stuff like that. There's a brilliant news channel out there. You've got the UK column, you've got 21st Century Wire, and there's a few others, but you need to be pretty choosy, really. And there's some really good biblical prophecy sites. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you want to have a look at. No, I'm not advocating going to any kind of church, but you maybe want to have a look at some of the Christadelphian Watchmen videos, and you can cross-reference them as well. It's fascinating. You know, these people spend their entire lives reading the Bible, and then looking at what's going on in the world, and then making a connection. So they're worth a look, and there are lots of other sites out there that are worth a look. But you've got to be a bit careful, you know. Don't let anybody preach at you. Prayer, faith is a private thing. Shouldn't be shared with anybody except your God. So that's all I've got to say, really. Things are moving at pace. Jesus is coming. Cheers for now.